Okay. Go.
Alright. So, in many different cultures, insects are considered a delicacy, but here in the US, a lot of people be very squeamish about like eating bugs and stuff. But although we may know it or not, the average American actually eats approximately a pound of bugs every year. But the reason we don't know we're eating all these bugs is because big food corporations usually use the insect byproducts in them for like coloring or like other like additives. But bugs aren't the only things we should be wary of, because usually we have other like harmful toxins and many other harmful chemicals that can be used besides bugs for artificial coloring and other such things. From This Is So Scary or whatever, you would think you'd be able to catch it, but the reality is that food manufacturers actually, they disguise it with code words and like long scientific words such as Crimson Lake, which is just a fancy word of saying red, but in reality it could be something entirely different. But yeah, you should honestly be able to enjoy the food you eat, and the whole point of eating food is to be nourished and enjoy it, but nowadays it's doing the complete opposite of that. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about knowing which products have these harmful things and these creepy crawlies, and how to distinguish them. So when people choose what they eat, they usually eat with their eyes. So usually the more vibrant, colorful things will catch people's attention. So usually food manufacturers, they'll use artificial coloring, or not artificial coloring, but coloring actually used from like the crushed bodies of bugs. Such actual common foods include Yoplait, yogurt, Nerds, juice, jelly, and other common foods. But an example of like a well-known beverage would be the strawberries and cream frappuccino from Starbucks. They've actually been infamous for using the cochineal beetle for the red color dye that it produces once you crush the body. But a spokesperson from Starbucks stated that at Starbucks, we strive to carry products that meet a variety of dietary lifestyles and needs. We also have the goal to minimize artificial ingredients in our products. They also claim that while the strawberry base isn't a vegan product, it helps us move away from the artificial dyes. Since most people would not, eat something that says made from crushed body of beetle, that's just not appetizing. They usually disguise it as they'll have like fancier names for it, like I said before, Crimson Lake, or they'll use the extract name, which is carmine, which doesn't sound like as intimidating as like cochineal beetle or something. But yeah, beetles aren't the only thing, like coloring isn't the only thing that's used from insects and stuff, or animals for that matter. Like the popular dessert Jello, it's actually derived from animal skin, and most commonly pig skin. And also many forms of beer and wine, they also contain isinglass, which is taken from the bladder of many tropical fishes, and what it does, it filters out the cloudy yeast extract in those beverages. And yeah, all these animal byproducts, they're not necessarily harmful, most people would rather not know they're eating this or eat it in the first place. But however, there are actual dangers of eating some other foods that have harmful toxins in them. There are over 80,000 chemicals that are actually in our foods that have not been tested for the long-term effects on human beings. Such harmful substances can include coal tar and petrochemicals, and all those are both they're both like known to be a link to causing cancer. And also the patterns of attention hyperactive disorder, also known as ADHD. They can also be seen in those who have consumed vast amounts of yellow 5, which is a color dye, but it doesn't cause the disease. It causes doctors to misdiagnose it, because it causes the nervous system to malfunction. So that just leads to the misdiagnosis. And also sodium nitrate, a common ingredient found in most cured meats and hot dogs. They've been known to produce nitrosamines, which can cause cancer during the digestive process. But if you oh, for that reason though, most meats are injected with vitamin C, and so it neutralizes the nitrosamines, so you don't get cancer, which would just not be good. But yeah, and most people don't even know this is in their food in the first place, and you can't blame them because, like I said before too, most ingredients are disguised very well by like the scientific name, and yeah, when people read it, it's just usually a foreign language to them, and they have no idea what it means. But yeah, there's ways to avoid putting these harmful chemicals or bugs in your body from eating these foods. The general rule of thumb is if you can't pronounce the word, or if it's just way too long, it's usually not good for you. Yeah, and such ingredients can actually include aspartame, sartan, and acesulfame K, which are common ingredients in many artificial colorings, and they've also been or linked to causing cancer. But a simpler way to do this would just be to avoid eating such foods in general. Yeah, so foods you'd want to avoid are processed meats, high mercury fish, and canned foods, dairy products, diet sodas, and artificial sweeteners. But if you enjoy eating any of these products, you can also eat organic or cage-free meats, organic produce, and buying milk that says no RBGH, which means it doesn't contain recombinant bovine growth hormones, which have been linked to causing breast cancer. And also, you can also choose almond, soy, or rice milk as another alternative to dairy products. But fish is a little trickier because all fish pretty much have like some content of mercury in them. But if you do want to eat fish and eat it more than once a week, then a good option would be to choose from farmed and wild salmon, oysters, shrimp, farm-raised channel catfish, farm-raised rainbow trout, and red swamp crayfish, to name a few. But these, yeah, like I said, these seafood options still contain mercury, but it's safe enough so they can eat it multiple times during a week. But basically, as long as anything says organic, cage-free, or has a minimal amount of ingredients, such as like not a bunch of lists of like what's in it, and just simple, straightforward what it should be, then you should be fine. But in conclusion, if you don't want any buggy parts or like any toxins in your food, just avoid like unnaturally brightly colored foods. Usually things that would just not be like found in like nature or anything. Just something you'd want to eat things that are like naturally colored by like fruits or vegetables. But yeah, and also look out for the really big unpronounceable words. That's usually a dead giveaway. But like I said before, food should be tasteful and nourishing, and it shouldn't be something that you should fear. So, and then this is a picture of the cochineal beetle, and then you can see it's all like really bright colors once it's smashed and whatnot. But yeah, that's my speech. Thank you.